Good evening and welcome to the August 13th, 2025 meeting of the Falmouth Conservation Commission. This meeting is being held virtually via Zoom video conference and is also being broadcast by FCTV on cable channel 9. As this meeting is being recorded by Zoom and broadcast by FCTV, please be cognizant of what you say, how you say it, and what can be seen and heard in your background. We have a full complement of commissioners tonight. Thank you all for your dedication. I'd like to remind the commissioners that for commenting, I will call on each one of you in turn. So please refrain from speaking over each other. Also, all votes are done by roll call. So when I call your name, please state your name and your vote for the record, even if you made the motion or seconded it. To our public attendees, at any time during this meeting, you may enter any comments or questions via the chat function. At the appropriate time, they will be read into the record. If an attendee would like to participate in a particular hearing, let us know via the chat function, and then at the appropriate time, you will be promoted into the hearing as a participant. When you are selected, you must have your video enabled. Be succinct and respectful of others. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes each. Regarding RDAs, under a request for determination of applicability, the applicant is asking the Commission to determine if the provisions of the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act and/or the Falmouth Wetlands Bylaw apply to their proposed project. A negative determination is that the provisions of the Act and/or the bylaw do not apply. Therefore, the project may proceed as proposed. A positive determination means the provisions of the Act and/or the bylaw do in fact apply and/or may require some conditions. Therefore, the project would require notice of intent application. So as an applicant, you want to hear a negative determination. For the benefit of anyone waiting for a particular hearing tonight, and so that you are not waiting unnecessarily, the following hearings are expected to be continued. 42 Squibnocket Drive, East Falmouth, 33 Oyster Shell, East Falmouth, 15 Moses Road, North Falmouth, 42 Squad, we already said that one. Steve Costa, and that is it. Looks like that's all there is. So if you were here for that one, we're not going to be hearing those tonight. So I don't want to keep you hanging around. Nothing's going to happen. All right. First item on the agenda is August 6th, 2025 executive session minutes.
Mr. Chairman, those need to be voted in an executive session, so we'll skip those until that litigation is complete.
Okay, sounds good. August 6th, 2025 regular hearing.
Chairman, I reviewed the minutes and I'd move approval. I have a question on the executive session.
Sure, Steve.
Bird will second the minutes of the public session.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Steve. All right, Steve, you got a question?
It's just in other committees, we have voted the executive session, but not released them.
Okay, Steve. Let me just double check that because we haven't done an executive session.
I don't care which way it is. I'm just mentioning it.
Thank you. We'll just put them on the next meeting. I'm just going to double check. Okay. Thank you, Steve.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept the August 6th meeting. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. Courtney.
Bird, aye.
Ron.
Driscoll, aye.
Ronnie. Steve.
Patton, aye.
Dave.
Kent, aye.
Bill.
Duffy, aye.
And Robbins is aye. Thank you. Accepted the minutes. Your vote was unanimous. request for continuance under an enforcement order. First up is Anthony Avini Jr. and Elaine Avini, 42 Squibnocket Drive, East Falmouth, Mass. Unpermitted reconstruction of the deck, enlargement of the patio, installation of retaining features, and clearing within conservation jurisdiction. Jen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the resident is requesting a continuance until September 10th.
Bird, so move.
Driscoll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue until the 10th, September 10th. Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, I'll call roll. Courtney?
Bird, aye.
Ron?
Driscoll, aye.
Bowman, aye.
Ronnie?
Bowman, aye.
Steve?
That work?
Pat and I.
Thank you. Dave?
Kent, aye.
Bill?
Duffy, aye.
Unanimous. And it's continued until the 10th. Next up is Stephen Augusta, 33 Oyster Shell Lane, East Falmouth, Mass. Unpermitted removal of mitigation plantings and unpermitted installation of hardscape within conservation jurisdiction. Jen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until September 10th. Resident, excuse me.
Bird, so move.
Driscoll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Courtney?
Bird, aye.
Ron?
Driscoll, aye.
Steve Patton?
Pat and I.
Ronnie?
Bowman, aye.
Dave?
Kent, aye.
Bill?
Duffy, aye.
Okay, unanimous, continued. All right, request for a determination of applicability. First up is John Sullivan, 38
Hey,
Beach.
one more.
Forgot Mirasola.
One more continuance.
Oh, did I have? Oh, Marcella, I apologize. Sorry. Joseph Marcella Sola, trustee, Joseph G. Marisola, Revocable Trust, 2018, 15 Moses Road, Falmouth, Mass. Unpermitted enclosure of a rinse station in a velocity zone. Jen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the resident is requesting a continuance until August 27th.
Is that too full? Is the agenda too full that night?
No, that's fine, Gordy.
Okay, so Bird, so move.
Driscoll second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to continue to the 27th. Any other comments or questions?
Hey, did anyone come up with an idea for that shower enclosure?
We haven't seen one yet.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. Courtney?
Bird, aye.
Ron? Driscoll? Ron Driscoll?
Hey, Driscoll, aye.
Steve Patton?
Pat and I.
Ronnie?
Bowman, aye.
Dave?
Kent, aye.
Bill?
Duffy, aye.
Unanimous, continued. All right. Request for determination of applicability. John Sullivan, 38 Beach Street, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to install restoration plantings. Alyssa?
Yes, the staff recommends a -2 under the state and -3 under the bylaw. Resource area boundaries are not confirmed.
Bird, so move.
Driscoll second.
Any other comments or questions by the commission? Hearing none, I'll call a roll. Courtney?
Bird, aye.
Ron?
Driscoll, aye.
Steve?
Pat and I.
Ronnie?
Bowman, aye.
Dave?
Kent, aye.
Bill?
Duffy, aye.
Unanimous. Second up is Michael and Brenda Doyle, 318 Acapesca Road, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to maintain an exterior coil fiber array with additional sand. Alyssa?
Staff recommends a -2 under the state and bylaw. Resource area boundaries are not confirmed.
Bird, so move.
Driscoll second.
Motion and a second to move the application. Any other comments or questions by the commission? Hearing none, I'll call a roll. Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Ron,
Driscoll, aye.
Steve,
Patton, aye.
Ronnie,
Bowman, aye.
Dave,
Kent, aye.
and Bill.
Duffy, aye.
Thank you, unanimous. Next up is On the Water Properties, LLC, 235 Edgewater Drive West, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to install mitigation plantings in accordance with Mass DEP number 25-4194. Remove a small patch of invasive species, install a root barrier, and remove 3 trees. Alyssa.
Staff recommends a -3 under the state and a -2 under the bylaw. Resource area boundaries are not confirmed.
Bird, so move.
Driscoll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other comments, questions by the commission? Hearing none, I'll call a roll. Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Ron,
Driscoll, aye.
Steve,
Patton, aye.
Ronnie,
Bowman, aye.
Dave,
Kent, aye.
and Bill.
Duffy, aye.
Thank you. It's unanimous. Elizabeth F. Wadman, I guess, trustee. David C. Wadman, irrevocable trust, 483 Central Ave, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to upgrade the existing sewage disposal system and to reconstruct the western portion of the dwelling. Alyssa. Sorry.
Staff recommends a -2 under the state and bylaw. Resource area boundaries are not confirmed, and this project solely takes place in an AE flood zone.
Bird, so move.
Driscoll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions by the commission? Hearing none, I'll call a roll. Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Ron,
Driscoll, aye.
Steve,
Patton, aye.
Ronnie,
Bowman, aye.
Dave,
Kent, aye.
Bill.
Duffy, aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I think we skipped 198 Associates.
Oh, did we? Oh, goodness. Yes, we did. Thank you. Alyssa.
I don't have paperwork on that, so I wasn't sure.
Nope, it's being continued, so I think that's
Oh, okay.
Russ, you must already had a note down about it.
Sorry. I did have a note on it. Yeah, one more RDA. Elizabeth Katz, 198 Associates Road, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to remove invasives and install a row of screening trees. Alyssa.
Yes, the applicant has requested a continuance until August 27th.
So Bird, so move.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. And any other comments or questions by the commission
Aren't we doing isn't she doing a whole bunch of other work there?
on the 27th?
No, on the 198 Associates Road. Didn't we just approve a whole bunch of work?
It was right next door.
Okay.
Okay, no other comments, questions? Good. I'll call the roll. Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Ron. Ron Driscoll?
Oh, Driscoll, aye. You're not hearing me. I'm saying it pretty loud.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Ron, we're not picking you up. Sorry about that. Don't know why.
Okay. Steve,
Bowman, aye.
Patton, aye.
Ronnie Bowman.
Bowman, aye.
Thank you. Dave?
Kent, aye.
Bill.
Duffy, aye.
Thank you. Thank you, Alyssa, for catching that. All right. Request to amend an existing order of conditions. Black Beach Harbor Head Association, 139 Little Neck Bars Road, Falmouth, Mass. Request to amend the order of conditions for Mass DEP number 25-4921 to remove special conditions numbers 3 through 6. Jen.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm not quite sure if Attorney Wall will be joining us for this. It's pretty straightforward and staff can let the board know, but Just in case he'll be joining us later on, we got to this agenda item pretty quick. Can we table it, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Can I get a motion to table the Black Beach Harbor Head Association?
Bird, so move.
Driscoll second.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Ron. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Ron,
Driscoll, aye.
heard you that time. Steve,
Okay.
Pat and I.
Ronnie,
Bowman, I.
Dave,
Kent, aye.
and Bill.
Duffy, aye.
Thank you. That is tabled. Unanimous. All right. Next is Karen Olcott, trustee, Small Cottage Nominee Realty Trust, 141 Fair Road, Falmouth, Mass. Request to amend the order of conditions for Mass DEP 25-4746 to permit 85 square feet of gravel in the A zone with mitigation and to permit gravel in the zone B without mitigation. Jen.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Ms. Olcott is here to present her amended request to the board.
All right. Ms. Olcott, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you again. I think this is the third time we've talked about this area, which is a particular concern. So after we met last time, I think it was on the 19th, if I recall, I went and met with Jen and Alyssa on the 25th and had a PowerPoint of what some proposals might look like. As you recall, my concern was the intersection of the Zone A and the Zone B on the utility side of the house was intersecting some windows, and I wanted to see if there was flexibility to move that line of demarcation so that it wouldn't hit the window. And also, as we've discussed before, the Zone B without any mitigation. I had, when we did this permit, there was no designation for that area. I did not know it was going to be a problem. It doesn't seem like the interpretation of the regulation is very clear on the matter for Zone B. But on the Zone A, what I propose is moving the demarcation line and doing some mitigation. So I did review this with staff on the 25th. I then had tried to make the A mitigation line up with the house so it looks decent and it doesn't hit the windows. And I think you've seen that on the plan. And then I did put in some new mitigation in the areas that I discussed with Jen and Alyssa on the 25th. And that was a combination of new plants and some plants that I took from the previous mitigation that was very tightly packed. It was some of them were only a foot apart, so I tried to use those. So the net is, a proposal to have this new demarcation line on Zone A and do the mitigation that I've done and that's been tabulated and is on Bunker's survey. And that leaves me with an excess of 64 square feet of plants planted. So Alyssa did come out last Friday and took a look at all of that. And then the note that I got Tuesday night was, I had asked her, I said, with this extra mitigation, is there anything I can do with that? And there were some stepping stone areas. I submitted something this morning from Bunker, and Jen said, we don't have a lot of time to review that. So I guess my hope is tonight is if we can at least get some sort of agreement or settlement on this pea gravel area. And then the mitigation areas that I assume that they're okay because it was reviewed with staff. And then the question is, can I do anything with this extra square footage of excess mitigation? And the reason for the excess mitigation, not that I wanted it, but when Bunker came out and did his plant count and put everything on the survey, I had overplanted. So That's the question, and the question is if we can settle on a solution for this utility side of the house, where I have mitigated part of the Zone A area, and move on from that.
All right. Thank you, Karen. Jen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we didn't get to review the mitigation areas before Ms. Alcott planted them. So we never authorized going ahead and planting mitigation plantings. We said it could be possible. We needed to go out and review, and we were not given that opportunity to review the areas prior to Ms. Alcott planting them. Two, the board needs to determine whether or not, you want the gravel mitigated for. That was the whole point of this. And three, I am not prepared to talk about the stepping stones. We told Ms. Alcott she had the opportunity to continue. We got a plan at 12:30. They've withdrawn that, and this board is not to consider that because we haven't had a chance to evaluate the plan. They withdrew it this afternoon. And now we hear tonight, Ms. Alcott is asking for the stepping stones again.
Well, I'm just asking, will that be a possibility? And, if I'm not following the procedures right, I apologize. I had thought that the PowerPoints that I showed you on the 25th indicated exactly where the plants were going to go. So I went ahead and did that. You are correct on that. I apologize if that was out of order. I thought that I, got the buy-in that those were places that were possible. And so I've been
Possible, but not permitted. And I do believe Alyssa and I both specifically said, please do not plant until the board goes out there. Do not do any more work out there until the staff and the board go out there and evaluate it. And you continue, unfortunately, to do work without the authorization of the staff or the commission.
Okay, my apologies.
That's all I have to say, Mr. Chairman.
I thought that I was doing it very cooperatively by coming in and showing a PowerPoint and discussing it with you all. I apologize if that was not the right way to do things. I apologize. I've been at this.
Ms. Alcott, it was fine for you to come and talk to us. That's great. We appreciated that. You then went and did work again without staff authorization or the commission's approval that these were appropriate planting areas.
My apologies. I'm just trying to get through this after being at it for 5 years. I apologize.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Russ, you're on mute, but if you called on me, I have nothing at this time.
So, Alyssa, you catch me on everything tonight. Okay, any comments or questions from the commission? Courtney?
Yeah, I have to second what Jen says. I mean, you don't do work, even though it's permittable, you don't do work before we give it our official blessing. I mean, that's the process. Would we have permitted it had we met? I'm assuming we could, but like you, I want to get through this. And I think if you want to put stepping stones in, you can come back and file for an amendment. I know that's an expense you don't want to assume, but given the fact that that plan came to us this afternoon, and we usually require a week in advance so that we have a chance to review it, possibly go to the site and look at the conditions.
Yeah.
So that we're able to talk about it reasonably intelligently.
Yeah, I do understand. I understand that it was just, given that I had the excess square footage, I was trying to figure out, if things could be done efficiently, and I apologize if that was too late. And I'm trying to get through each one of these issues as well as we can. And so
I appreciate that.
I'm not trying to do the wrong thing. I'm just trying to do everything I can to move this along quickly. That's
Right.
so.
Thank you.
All I can do is apologize if I didn't do it in the right order.
All right.
Fair enough.
All set, Court?
Yep.
Okay. Ron?
The only thing I say is we need a continuance. We get one amended order that takes care of everything, and we make one vote. There's no way we can separate the pea stone, the mulch, the unpermitted planting. So that's my only comment.
Okay, Ron, thank you. Steve?
I support that comment.
Thank you, Steve.
Ronnie?
It's like we're putting the cart in front of the horse, and I agree with Ron and Steve and Courtney.
Thank you. Dave?
Same attitude. Let's do one more vote and get this over with.
Sounds good to me. Bill?
I share the sentiment of the rest of the commissioners. Is something I was going to bring up as well.
All right. Anyone have anything else? Ms. Alcott, you all set?
Could I just ask a clarification kindly? Would you like me to go remove the plants that I've planted? Is that what I should do? Is there other filings that you need me to do? I do know, Jen, as you know, Duffy does have the ones with the stepping stones. I can resubmit that. I'm a little bit, I don't quite know what action to take.
It's okay, Ms. Colcott. We're going to continue this.
Okay.
Again, one last time. Have Tom submit his plan.
Yeah.
Let the staff review it. We will go out again and review your planting areas so that we can determine if they're enough. We're going to have to see what you transplanted out, and what you added new. We're going to need to see that.
Okay.
Okay. And we can do that late next week. There is no meeting next week. The meeting on the 27th is full, so it looks like September 10th is the next time we can meet and put this on an agenda. And hopefully by that time, it'll give us all a chance to meet out there with you and get this buttoned up once and for all. I understand that, the stepping stones that you have access, you decided to put them back. That's fine.
I did not put them back.
But-
I did not put them back. They're not, no, they're not there.
No. I understand that you would like to put them back.
That's what I
Sorry.
asked Alyssa. Could
Yeah,
it be a
but we
possibility?
need to look at the plan because we need to see if there were other changes made to the plan. There, unfortunately, this project has had multiple changes, multiple additions, things, little tiny changes, and we take great care to review each plan before it comes to the commission. Unfortunately, over the 20 years that I've been doing this, somebody will say, oh, this is a small change, but they've changed something else on the plan. We need to do our due diligence for the town and for this board and make sure the plan is correct. So we couldn't do it this afternoon. You withdrew it. The board has decided, you want that. We'll continue you to the 10th. We'll go look at your planting areas and then we can make a recommendation to the board. Please don't remove anything. Please do not plant or transplant anything else. And we'll go out and we will work with you, okay?
Okay. And if there are any other changes that I wish to make, now is the time. Is that correct?
Correct. And you'll have
Okay.
time because we'll try to meet you out there. We have to look at the schedule and I have
Yeah,
something
I would
coming up
like-
that I
I
don't
would
know
like-
when it's going to be scheduled.
Yes, I would
And
like
we'll
to
go
be
from
here if that's possible.
You would like it what?
I would just like to meet with you all when you're
Yep.
here rather than just be.
No, I understand.
Courtney?
Yeah, I just want to make it clear that if we're gonna continue this till the 9th or whatever it is, the first meeting in September, that any change or revisions that you want to make, they have to be submitted in at least a week in advance. And I would check with staff to make sure that that time frame, if there's a holiday like Labor Day in there, that it's 7 business days or whatever it is. Make sure you're clear about that. So that we don't have a situation where the information comes to us too late. You don't want to put it off anymore.
Understood.
All right, Dave, did you have something?
Yeah, just quickly, make sure I understand this. And no more work will be done before the next meeting, correct? before you come here again, no more work will be done, correct, everyone?
No, the plants that I planted were after the meeting on July 26, 25.
I'm-
I thought that was okay. I made an error, right?
I'm referring to the next meeting. Making this clear, I think, make sure I'm clear on it too.
Tonight and the.
No more work will be done before the next meeting, correct?
No.
Correct.
That's it.
All right, Dave, thank you.
Let me be clear, our message is, though, she's got to unplant the plantings she's moved, or we leave it.
No,
Leave it.
Courtney, don't confuse things.
That's why
No.
I'm asking.
Yeah, no work.
No
No
more
work.
work.
No work, no nothing, no changes.
Don't.
Fair enough.
do anything.
I just want to be clear.
And I
Okay,
have one other detail, maybe Alyssa can, how long do I have on this permit before it times out? Approximately.
I don't know off the top of my
Oh,
head, Jen.
okay.
We'd have to look when the order was issued, and add on the tolling. We can look into that for you.
Okay, that would be helpful. Thank you.
Yep.
Sorry that if I didn't get the order right, I wasn't trying to do things underhanded at all. I was just trying to move things along quickly, and I thought that I had the right to do that, and apparently it was in error, so I do apologize, as I've said before.
all right.
No worries, Ms. Alcott.
Anything
Alyssa, did you have something to add?
No, Courtney added it. I just wanted to let Ms. Alcott know that whatever changes you'd like, we do need a revised plan that shows everything so the board can evaluate everything. And at that time, they'll also determine if those planting areas are appropriate.
Okay,
Right. Courtney,
One other question, if the order of conditions is close to running out, maybe she needs to also submit a request for an extension and file that in time for that meeting. If
I'll
that,
check that tomorrow morning, Courtney.
I'll
check it tomorrow morning.
okay,
very
you
good.
don't need another heartthrob.
Very good. Anything else? Okay, can I get a motion to continue?
So move. It's to the 9th, is it?
Ted, second Bowman,
Was it the 10th, Jen?
10th,
The 10th, Mr. Chairman, yes.
September 10th.
Okay, I'm moving to continue this to the 10th.
second.
Second by Ronnie Bowman. All right, any other comments or questions? Jen?
Just the public chat. There's nothing in the public chat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Jen. All right, I'm gonna call the roll. Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Ron,
Briscoe, aye.
Steve,
Pat and I.
Ronnie,
Bowman, aye.
Dave,
Anti.
and Bill.
Duffy, aye.
This is an aye, unanimous to continue to the 27th. Thank you, Ms. Alcott.
okay, thank you.
All right. Continued requests to amend an existing order of conditions. Benjamin Carroll, 357 West Falmouth Highway, Falmouth, Mass. Request to amend the order of conditions, Mass DEP 25-4777, to reduce the footprint of the proposed work and reduce the amount of required mitigation plantings. Jen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have promoted Cameron Larson from ECR, I always get that wrong, to present his amended request.
Thank you, Jen. Good evening, Cameron.
Good evening, Commission. So yeah, for the record, Cameron Larson with ECR representing Ben Carroll to present this request for the Commission. The Commission had approved or had issued an order of conditions back in 2022 for a single-family home raise and rebuild at this property. The project has moved along. The home's been demolished and removed from the site. The applicant's undertaken some mitigation at this point, but plans have kind of changed with the actual new house. It's been scaled back quite a bit. The new house is actually a reduction of almost 1,000 square feet. The majority of this, well, the whole house is outside of the buffer zone. There was a pool that was initially permitted to the rear of the home with a patio that encroached into the 100-foot buffer.
Excuse me, Cameron, do you have a plan to share with the board?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Maybe if you just bring up the plan and talk it through, they could visualize it a bit better. Thank you.
Good point.
Here's our plan that's been submitted with this request. I do have a copy of the originally permitted plan we can take a look at as well, but to orient yourself, here's West Falmouth Highway. To the west, north is up on this plan. Here's our new footprint of our home, the 100-foot buffer here shown in green. As I was saying, the pool that was previously approved in the back of the home has been removed, and they are just proposing a patio to the rear of the home. So a portion of this patio is still within the jurisdiction of the commission. It's the outermost buffer zone there. And it totals 270 square feet now compared to the 680 square feet that was previously approved within the buffer zone. So obviously, a reduction, we see this as a good thing. As designed initially, this project was, they made a great effort to keep things as far from the resource area as they possibly could. So with that reduction, we've also done a recalc of the required mitigation. It is in a zone B, so we are proposing mitigation at a 2-to-1, which requires 540 square feet. What we did, we came up with a calculation for the number of shrubs at 3 feet on center, very similar to what we had done initially, and that gives us 70 shrubs to plant across 540 square feet. What we have done since the initial mitigation area was a bit more expansive. Here's our new mitigation plan. We've essentially taken those 70 shrubs and we're planning to space them out over a larger area. So we're gonna restore 1,500 square feet using those shrubs in a native seed mix. All the protocols, all the species are all aligned with what was initially permitted. The applicant has undertaken some mitigation already under the current permit. If you recall, there was a significant infestation of Japanese knotweed out here. That has gone through a round of treatment. It has been very successful up to this point. We were on site last week, myself and Alyssa, to take a look at the site. We looked at the mitigation and knotweed area. It's done very well. There is some coming back. There will be, future treatments of that, but all in all, it's coming along very well. We did provide a monitoring report, so that is in the record now. And then one other thing, or two other things that I'll bring up that came up during our staff's review. I'm going to point to the existing building here in the northern portion of the property. It's an existing building. There were some renovations that were approved, as I understand it, under an RDA. There's a small deck on the back of that existing building. The applicant was under the impression that was the reconstruction of that deck was covered under the RDA. At this point, that deck's been removed, and he'd like to rebuild it in the exact same footprint, just a small wooden deck off the back. So our intent here is to, show that on the plan and have the commission approve it with this amendment. And then one other thing that Alyssa did point out is the P-stone driveway actually extends right up to this existing building. So I do owe you guys a revised plan that shows the P-stone up to that existing building, and then a clearer note stating that deck is proposed to be rebuilt. But aside from that, that's what we have in this request. And I'd be happy to address any questions that the commission may have.
Russ, are you all set?
I'm all set.
Okay.
Ken.
Cameron, can you tell me about your statement about you're going to the 70 shrubs over the 1,500 square feet? Can you clarify that for me?
Yeah, sure. So we came up with the 70 shrubs based on what's required. So we computed the 2-to-1 square footage, which gives us 540 square feet of mitigation required. And then for the bylaw, we're spacing shrubs at 3 feet on center. So if we were to go forward with that mitigation, it would require 70 shrubs to vegetate that 540 square feet. The applicant already,
1,500 square feet. You said 540?
I'm sorry. So what was required is 540 square feet of mitigation.
Okay.
And so we use that to come up with the quantity, which is 70 shrubs. And what we're doing is spacing them out over a larger area. So to create a vaster buffer zone. But it's also already under construction, essentially. You know, he's cleared out the Japanese knotweed in that area. So it has to be filled in anyways, that 1,500 square feet. So we're doing what's required. We're just spacing it out and creating more of a buffer between that wetland and the project area.
Yeah, so the concern I have is like it's being overtaken by weeds, wildflowers, whatever right now. That spacing is going to be 70 over 1,500 square feet is a spacing of about 55 inches. And we can see now how it's being overtaken by herbaceous material. How are you going to prevent the shrubs from being overtaken by herbaceous material in the larger area?
So the weeds and the wildflowers that you're referring to, that was all
That's
part
the seed mix?
Yes, correct. So that was all part of the intended mitigation. There was a native seed mix that was applied to the area, which is done. It's done excellent. It's created a very good area, a good pollinator habitat. Yes, there are some shrubs that are interplanted in there that are, being overtaken per se by the wildflowers. So we will continue to monitor that. We've documented what I could observe at the visit. There was about 50 to 75% of the shrubs that have been planted at this time, we're estimating, have survived. Some of those will be replanted, obviously. But again, I mean, if we're looking at this as a whole, maybe the commission's putting more weight in the value of shrubs over the wildflowers. I'm not sure that's appropriate, but either way, we're going to be monitoring the condition of the shrubs, and we certainly expect that there'll be a requirement to, a certain survival rate.
Why wouldn't it be appropriate?
No, we expect that there will be a requirement for a certain amount of the shrubs to survive.
But that's not what I asked. You just made the statement that you didn't think it was appropriate for this board to weight shrubs over wildflowers.
Yeah, no, I think
I asked why you didn't think that was appropriate.
Because the wildflowers provide excellent habitat for other things. The shrubs provide great habitat for whatever it is, wild blueberries and things like that. But the pollinators use a large amount of those wildflowers. So, I don't think one should be weighted more than the other. I think it seemed like you were suggesting that we should use shrubs instead of the wildflower mix.
I'm just suggesting, Cameron, that I don't want how big are the shrubs that you're planting? What gallon size?
2 to 3 gallon is what we're proposing.
2 to 3 gallon.
Yep.
So my question is, and we've seen multiple projects recently where wildflowers, grasses, and things are out competing the shrubs. So that's what my concern is it is already being out competed by the wildflower mix, because neither your staff at ECR or our staff could even find most of the shrubs in there. And now we're taking those shrubs, we're spreading them out over a larger area, which is fine. But then we're going to add more of the wildflower mix, which again is going to come out and out-compete the shrubs. So that's just my concern. That's all, Mr. Chairman. And then we're asking for the little addition on the back cottage area to be reconstructed in this permit, correct?
Yeah, great.
The deck.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Jen. Alyssa?
Nothing to add. Thank you.
All right. Members, Gordon, what do you got?
I drive by that project every day, and it just saddened me for a long time to watch nothing happen. And you know, it's sad that you guys didn't act sooner to save that original old, what was it, 1700 dated house. It was one of the original houses in there, and I think you could have. It was sad to see it fall down, but you had no choice by the time you moved. I hope that whatever you put in there is appropriate. Those are my only comments.
Thank you, Courtney. Ron?
No, I'm all set. Jennifer addressed the shrub issue I was worried about. It was on 3 foot on center, and now aren't we going on 4 foot on center? And you
Five.
55
Yeah.
inches on center, so 5 feet. So it's somewhere in that boat. So that was my concern, but it's been addressed. Thank you.
Steve?
I don't have anything to add. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Steve. Ronnie?
Seems pretty straightforward. Keep moving forward.
Dave?
My questions were answered by the previous discussion. Thanks for that.
Bill?
I have nothing to add, Mr. Chairman.
All righty. Thank you. What's your pleasure?
Make a motion to close the hearing and take it under advisement.
Driscoll second.
Here we go. Motion to close the hearing, take it under advisement. Second from Ron Driscoll. Any other comments or questions from the commission? Jen, hearing none. Jen, anything in the chat?
Nothing in the public chat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Jen. All right, I'm going to call a roll to take this hearing in under advisement. Courtney?
Bird eye.
Ron?
Driscoll aye.
Steve?
Pat and I.
Ronnie?
Coleman, aye.
Dave?
Can't I?
Bill?
That's Steve. I'm not sure.
Duffy, aye.
And Robbins is aye. Unanimous to close this hearing and take it under advisement. Thank you, Cameron.
All right, thank you. And just for clarification, do you guys deliberate and vote at the end of the meeting or another day?
Another day. We'll do it on the 27th, Cameron.
Okay, excellent. We'll follow up then. Thank you guys very much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I don't see Attorney Wall, but I can explain the amendment. It's not very complicated if you want to untable 139 Little Neck Bars Road.
Okay, great. Can I get a motion to untable the 139 Little Neck Bars Road?
So move.
Driscoll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to untable. We'll call a roll. Courtney?
Bird eye.
Ron?
Driscoll aye.
Steve?
Pat and I.
Ronnie?
Coleman, aye.
Dave?
Can't I?
And Bill?
Duffy, aye.
Oh, Duffy. Sorry. And Robbins is an aye. We're on table. Go ahead, Jen.
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit maybe a little bit confusing for the newer members, but Steve and Courtney definitely will understand it. Rob, Ron, I think maybe you were part of this.
Yeah, I was in.
Okay, so we had a notice of intent filed for a gate. The gate is located at 139 it's on the property of 139 Little Neck Bars Road. It is a path that runs from the bike path to the end of Little Neck Bars Road. The neighborhood association and the property owners at 139 proposed a gate. This board approved the gate with several conditions because there was overall community concern that the gate would block access to public parcels at the end of Drift Road. It's an interconnecting road. So it goes Little Neck Bars down Black Beach to Drift. The conditions were the gate should swing towards Little Neck Bars Road and not into the bike path. There was a condition that there would not be a lock on the gate. There shall be no blocking of the gate at any time from the inside, like a boulder or like snow or anything where nobody could open the gate from the bike path in. And signs that it is not private property, and No trespassing signs on it, on this gate structure. The applicants appealed. They appealed under the Wetlands Protection Act and under your bylaw. And during the bylaw appeal, the association and the town came together to try to come to some sort of agreement to allow this gate to remain and to address the community's concerns. That resulted in sort of a covenant being drafted. The covenant addresses the concerns of the town, of the community, and of the neighborhood association. So what the amendment is seeking is to delete special condition number 3, which is the gate shall swing into the Little Neck Bars Road and not towards the bike path. Delete condition number 4 concerning the lock on the gate. Condition number 5 of blocking of the gate, and condition number 6 regarding the signage on the gate. And all of these are addressed in the covenant that this board or a previous board has seen in executive session and approved. We worked with the former chairman, Jamie Matthews, and former commission member, Betsy Gladfelter, were part of the town's working group with the association. This basically all those conditions are addressed in the covenant and are enforceable by the town, or variations of those amendments. I've been involved since day one, and I would suggest the board approve, consider the amendment, close the hearing, and during deliberations, we can approve. The staff has no concerns with this request to amend. Was that clear to everybody?
Pretty clear to me. Yeah. Alyssa, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Courtney.
The thing that troubles me about changing this is if there was a negotiated covenant in which there was an agreement that was beyond the scope of this commission that agreed to these conditions, then I don't think we should be changing them. That's my feeling.
Courtney, this was presented to you in executive session. The board endorsed it.
Well, I'm confused. These conditions were agreed to by a covenant. Are you correct?
Yes, the conditions are addressed in the covenant.
Right.
Okay.
So, and now they're coming to us and saying they want to change them.
No, it was always part of the thing that we negotiated the covenant. The covenant was negotiated to address the concerns of the town, which was we were on the side of the community, and then to address the concerns of the neighbor. Let me take, for instance, the gate, Courtney. There were bolt cutters in both of the cars, both of our town cars. If we find a lock out there, we're taking it off. And we're alerting the association that we have taken it off. I mean, it's, this was a way to address the concerns of both the neighborhood and the town.
And in that
both
covenant,
the amendment and the covenant are going to be recorded together.
But in that covenant, it's specified under one of those conditions that the gate would swing in toward Little Neck Bars Road, not toward the bike path. Now
It's
they
not
want
going
to
to
change
swing.
it.
Yeah, it's going to swing into Little Neck Bars Road, not to the bike path.
Okay.
Not changing.
So what is being modified then? I'm confused.
Courtney, if I can, we're basically taking these conditions from the order and putting them on the covenant. So they still exist, just on a different piece of legal paper.
Correct.
So
There's
you
no
guys
change.
approving this is contingent on them recording everything. So we just need all the paperwork to match. So it's not in two places. You know what I mean? So we're taking it off of here, putting it onto the covenant.
So
You
that
guys, town council, their council, everybody agreed this was
these
the right way.
conditions were not, these 3 through 6 conditions are not part of the covenant. Is that what you're saying?
They are in a just a different wording, different capacity. You guys have seen it and agreed in the past. I don't recall when exactly, probably several months ago.
I guess I understand. I'm sort of confused on this now.
Courtney, trust me.
Oh, I always do.
I know you do. Trust me on this one, okay?
Well, at the very least, I'll abstain.
Okay.
Right. Ron,
It'd be the same thing and under a different piece of paper filed legally. So I'm all set with it.
Steve,
Yep, sounds like the right move.
Ronnie,
No comment.
Dave?
Hey, Jen, I'm gonna ask you a question just so I can try to understand. I'm gonna vote
Sure.
the way you want me to. Whatever. I didn't even say that. I'm sorry. That's appropriate, inappropriate. Condition 3. It said the condition's removed, but you just said, but it's still going to open toward in the old direction. There's different word. It's been replaced by different wording. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's just I didn't bring the actual covenant with me, and I apologize. Hang on, guys.
That's okay, but something else that keeps it moving in will replace the condition. Okay, that's what I was understanding. And I apologize for my bad wording.
No worries.
Bill.
Thank you, Jennifer. That your explanation answered all the questions I was going to have on this issue, so I'm good.
All right. Jen, is there anything in the chat?
Nothing in the chat. I did find the covenant. If the board would like me. Yeah, most of this has to deal with, basically obstructing. The whole point was for the gate not to be obstructed either by a lock, a boulder, snow, whatever on the inside. So this covenant handles that. As Alyssa said, it's just slightly different wording. And the two documents are going to be recorded together. So the board, you're covered under this document.
So
And there's nothing in the chat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
again, my question becomes, if the condition was the gate has to be in swinging, you're changing that?
No, we're not changing that, Courtney.
Okay.
So I guess you could email that out if you want.
I can.
Okay.
I can. And just so the board knows, this covenant was also had to be agreed upon and voted and endorsed by the select board, which it was, because this also involved the select board.
Wonderful. All right. So I guess we're looking, what would your pleasure be? You want to close this or?
Yes.
Making a motion to close the hearing. Driscoll.
And second.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Ron. We have a motion by Ron to close the hearing and a second by Steve. Any other comments, questions by the commissioners? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to call for the roll. Courtney.
Bird abstain.
Driscoll, aye.
Thank you, Ron. Steve.
Pat and I.
Ronnie.
Bowman, aye.
Dave.
Can't I?
Bill.
Duffy, aye.
And Robbins is aye. So with one abstention and 6 ayes, the hearing is closed. All right. Let me see here. Hearings under enforcement. The 42 Squib Knocket has already been read and continued. So next one on that list is Seashell Lane Community Association, Inc. 0 Davisville Road, map and parcel number 40-11-013-000, East Falmouth, Mass. Unpermitted clearing, cutting, and construction within the flood zone and within the buffer to a salt marsh. Jen.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to kick this one over to Alyssa so she can brief the board. And in the meantime, I am going to promote a Seb Agapite up. He, we were told, is going to represent the Seashell Lane community.
Melissa, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So as the commission might recall, we did see a project under a notice of intent on this agenda for quite some time regarding a potential dock expansion for the same property. As we noted during that process, staff had discovered a few violations on the property that we were working to remedy. One thing led to another, and that proposed NOI was withdrawn. So we have placed this matter on an enforcement hearing to keep the ball rolling and continue to resolve the violations on the property. To put it brief, it is a piece of undeveloped land that is owned by the association. It's technically an open space parcel according to planning. We will be asking for a plan to be submitted to the commission, but just to describe it, there are a few homes that abut this piece of property. Seaward of those homes, there has been some clearing, some construction, and some installation of hardscape, both over the property line and on this piece of open space parcel. Some of that clearing has occurred in your buffer, which per the regulations will need to be restored. Some has also occurred just in the flood zone. There are times where this commission allows projects to occur in the flood zone, anything from construction to clearing. Being an open space parcel, and the requirements of this parcel was that it was to remain completely naturally vegetated, the staff is recommending that those areas are restored as well. It would benefit the commission to have a plan submitted where you can actually see what we're talking about, how much of this clearing occurred in the buffer versus just in the flood zone. We are also waiting to hear from a couple other town departments as to what their requirements might be. So we are suggesting that the commission continue this hearing so that the association can work together, produce a plan, which we believe is mostly complete at this point, submit it to you guys for review, figure out a way for you guys to access this open space parcel with the association permission so you can actually get a feel for what we're speaking about. And determine how to move forward.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Seb, I see you up here. Can you turn your video on? There we go.
You're also muted, sir.
Yes. Good evening, Commission. Seb Agapiti. Here I'm the treasurer of the Seashell Lane Association and representing the association. I agree with Alyssa's assertions. We would also like for a continuation, ideally to October 13th, during which time I would also like to request, I think Alyssa had put forth a detailed mitigation plan. If you could put that on letterhead and send it to us. Some of the neighbors had asked for that. Additionally, we're awaiting other departments to chime in on this. So, would like to wait on that and then meet as an association and begin developing a solution for all of this. I've called a meeting in about 2 weeks, all hands on deck. Post that meeting, I expect that we continue to work with both Jennifer and Alyssa to work through some of these issues.
Thank you, sir. Jen.
Yes, Mr. Agapiti, my apologies for the mispronunciation of your name earlier.
You're not the only
what
one.
would you like us to put on letterhead for you, sir?
A detailed mitigation plan. I believe one was shared with us at one time, via email.
What we could do is we have a plan from
Cape and Islands.
Cape and Islands Engineering that we were working off of,
Mhm.
we could email you that plan, and we can also give you like plant counts and spacing and things like. Is
That's
that
what
what
they're
you're looking
looking
for? We
for.
don't really
Yes.
we don't put things on a plan for you. What we do is
Understood.
guide you on how to do that.
Understood. We're trying to get estimates on the
Okay.
cost of all this.
We would absolutely put something together for you.
Greatly
May I
appreciate it.
ask a question? If the plan is already done and we can put this together fairly quickly, why a continuance until the middle of October?
Well, this isn't one lot. It's a nuanced solution. It includes, different neighbors, shared space, and it involves additional communication and agreement. And I assure you, we're going to be working on that.
Okay, the reason I asked her is this matter had been on our agenda for close to a year that we've been attempting
Understood.
to work with
Understood.
your community. I understand the difficulty the community is facing right now, but that length of a continuance is going to be up to the board. Like I
Okay.
said, we can turn it around fairly quickly. We have all the information we need. We could get that to you by the end of next week.
Great.
Okay.
All right. Alyssa, you good?
Yes, just to follow up on Jen's comment, the board may allow for a 1 month continuous just so we can keep a pulse on the situation, maybe even get an update. And then perhaps we can schedule some meetings in the interim too, just so we can see how the progress is coming.
That's fair.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Commission is Courtney.
I'm a little bit concerned that it seems to me the staff, if it has some plans of that area, certainly can provide that to the residents. But it seems to me they should probably retain an engineer to actually draft a plan that has the proper plantings and everything else. Am I not right?
Courtney, there has been a plan done. It's I don't want to say in draft form, but there is a fairly comprehensive plan. We haven't looked at it in a while, but we can look at it. But
So
all
it's
the
something you could
surveying,
live. So it's something you could live with.
we can work with it. All the surveying's been done, Courtney. It's just
Okay.
identifying certain
I'm just trying
areas
to-
at
yeah.
certain planting densities. That's all it requires.
Yeah, all right. Then I don't want to make more of it than it needs to be.
Thank you.
No other questions.
Thank you, Claude. Ron,
I'm all set. Thank you.
Steve,
No questions. Thank you.
Ronnie,
No comment.
Dave,
All set.
Bill.
I have no comment.
All right. We're talking about a continuance.
Mr. Beauty, how about, as Alyssa suggested, 1 month, we continue this out until September 17th, and hopefully by that time we can have some more communication. Will you be our contact, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. As Alyssa said, maybe we can, even by that time, organize a site visit with the board. We can do it at one point, so everybody's out there together. We would have to post a public meeting, but that doesn't necessarily mean the public is invited onto your association property. It would just be the commission
Okay.
and staff. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Jim, what was that date again?
September 17th, Mr. Chairman, if that works.
Okay. All right. Any other comments or commission? Any comments or questions for the commission? Okay, hearing none, I'd like a motion to continue to the 17th.
Motion to continue this until September 17th. Driscoll.
Bird second.
Thank you, Court. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll call a roll. Courtney,
Bird eye.
Steve,
Driscoll, aye.
thank you, Ron. Steve,
And
Ronnie,
Bowman, aye.
Dave,
Can't I?
Bill.
Duffy, aye.
And Robbins is an aye. Unanimous to continue this hearing until September 17th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Agapiti.
Good night.
All right, continued hearings under an enforcement order. The first one we've already talked about, the 33 oyster shell, that's been continued. Next up would be Jane Furr, 26, 22, and 0 Shoreview Avenue. Map parcel 39-02C000504, Falmouth, Mass. Unpermitted removal of salt marsh vegetation and unpermitted construction of a deck within conservation jurisdiction. Jen.
I'm going to kick this one again over to Alyssa, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Alyssa.
Thank you. So as previously noted, our quorum is Courtney, Russ, Ron, and Steve. There has been an ongoing violation at these properties where the very expansive area of salt marsh has been mowed on pretty regular basis as seen through the aerial photos. In addition, the deck off the back of the house was reconstructed without a permit. It is slightly larger and is being proposed to be basically an overhang will be trimmed. That is seen as moving closer. The expansion in the lateral direction is going to be mitigated for. At this time, the property owner is asking to keep 2 paths on the property, one that leads from the homeowner's property to water access and one that leads from the street to water access. This is the 3rd enforcement that this property has seen since 2008. In the 2016 enforcement, 1 path was allowed to remain 5 feet wide. So the staff is supporting of 1 path to remain, the other to be restored. We're content with the enlargement of the deck that can be permitted and mitigated for. That really sums it up.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Is there somebody here to represent this?
Tom Bunker could not make it this evening, so it's just us.
Just us. Okay. All right. So, Courtney, you want to start us off again?
Yeah, I had a question. Is this the situation where the homeowner didn't want the commission to come on the property?
Permission was granted the following day.
Okay, so we could go on there and take a look.
Yeah, we should.
That was the intention.
Do we need to inform her? I mean, is there some protocol we need to follow?
It was expected that the quorum was to visit in the interim since the last hearing.
Okay. No other questions?
Ron.
There's a boat moored in the salt marsh out there right now. And there's a dog there, so I don't know if I'd want to walk up close to the deck to see how close the deck is to where it should be. And Alyssa, the extension of the deck is what's moving closer to the resource.
Yeah, so the deck expanded in 2 directions, both seaward and laterally. The seaward portion will be removed. The lateral portion can remain with mitigation. It's being proposed near the shed area. So the shed will be shifted a little bit so there's enough of an offset between the 2. And we did speak to the property owner about the boat, and she will let the individual know that it cannot remain.
Okay, I'm fine. And again, the deck is they're gonna remove the unpermitted or the part. Remove that. What's it? A couple feet?
We lost you there for a second. Could you say that again?
Extension over. Yeah, it's the part that went to seaward. It's like a couple of feet of deck over the pilings.
Yeah, it's not much. The pilings are in the same position. It's just the physical deck boards expanded, so it shouldn't be difficult to trim, but they will need a building permit.
Okay. All right, I'm all set. Thank you.
Steve.
Yeah, I thought they had a simple solution to a problem and took care of it.
All right, I think we can close this hearing. And
In order to issue the enforcement order, what is the commission's stance on the paths? How many can remain, and is restoration required in any capacity?
my opinion, I'm going to go along with what staff has recommended, that be one path.
Okay.
I do think the salt marsh is growing back nicely. It continues to every time it's mowed, so it's really doing quite well. My concern would be if the larger path towards the street was to be abandoned. There is BVW and shrub material in there, so that portion should at least be restored.
Sure.
The salt marsh itself will come back. Did the commission want to choose a path or leave that up to the property owner?
I think the property owner is going to want the path from her deck to the salt marsh and abandon the one from the road down.
Oh,
Should we leave that up to her? It's just,
I agree. Let her make the decision. I agree.
Okay.
And do you have a date certain that this is to be completed by?
How about 90 days from issuance?
Sounds good.
okay.
And the requirement of an updated site plan to confirm that the deck has been removed and plantings installed? Okay, I was double checking.
yeah, an as-built site plan.
Yes, thank you.
Anything else? All right, can I get a motion?
Make a motion to issue an enforcement order as discussed. Driscoll.
Bird second.
A motion in the second to issue an enforcement order as discussed. Any other comments? Okay, hearing none. Jen, is there anyone in chat?
Nothing in the public chat, Mr. Chairman.
I'm going to call a roll. Courtney?
Bird eye.
Russ is an aye. Robbins is an aye. Ron?
Driscoll, aye.
Steve?
Matt and I.
All right, it's unanimous. We issue the enforcement order. All right, very good. The next one is at Marisola, and that's been continued. So we're down to vote orders of conditions. And the first up is Sean Watts at 11 Madeline Road in Falmouth, Mass.
I'm going to have Alyssa take these and talk you through these since I was not here last meeting for these.
All right, Alyssa, you're up.
Thank you. Yes, so this was a filing to remediate some unpermitted clearing on the property. It is also to remediate the poor drainage. It was seen heading down the driveway into the wetland. So a swale has been proposed in addition to some drainage features in the pavement. They're also upgrading the septic in the front yard. I believe most everything the commissioners were requiring has been updated on a revised plan that hasn't been submitted yet, but to roll through, they will not be proposing anything in terms of making a pathway at this point. They'll be adding a single rail fence. The trees to remain and come down have been clarified. The restoration that was proposed in the already naturally vegetated areas will be shifted, and I will work with them to find a location for 1 or 2 trees to enhance the property. I don't think all 8 are really going to fit out there. And I think that covers it.
All right. Thank you, Alyssa. Comments or question? Courtney, go ahead.
The only thing that's giving me a little bit of a heartthrob, did I hear you right? That he hasn't submitted a revised plan? Has not?
Not yet, but we usually request that they don't do that, just in case you guys have more comments, so they don't revise it twice, you know? But I have seen most of these revisions already.
So you're comfortable issuing an order without this revised plan?
Well, it'll just be conditioned. I'm just letting you know they've done most of the work to add your changes.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney, we'll condition the revised plan, and everything that you guys want in the revised plan is submitted to this board.
Yeah, usually we require those by this time, that's why.
Well, we do and we don't.
Yeah, I know. So this is one of those gray areas that I've always given me a little bit of choke, you know. I
I'm
like to
choking a lot tonight, Courtney.
I know. So I've got a grumpy tonight. All
Shocking.
right, that's my question.
Phil's got it under control. We'll have it soon.
Okay,
Ron, anything else?
No, I'm all set.
so I'll make a motion
No, thank you.
I'll make a motion to issue an order of conditions as discussed.
Courtney, can the rest of the board chime in, please?
Hang on just a second. Dave,
No questions.
Ronnie,
Ronnie wasn't on the quorum for this one, nor is Bill for any of these.
all right. So go ahead, Court.
What's that?
You're going to make a motion?
Yeah, I made a motion to close. I'm sorry, to issue an order as discussed.
Driscoll second.
Thank you, Ron. We have a motion, a second by Courtney, seconded by Ron. I'll call the roll. Courtney,
Bird eye.
Ron,
Driscoll, aye.
Steve,
Patton, aye.
Dave.
Bennett, aye.
Would you say who wasn't on the quorum, Alyssa? Ronnie and
Bill.
And Robbins is an aye. All right, so unanimous on issuing order conditions for 11 Madeline Road. Next is William Drinan Jr. and Lisa C. Kane, trustees, 17 Family Trust, 103 Charles River Road, East Falmouth, Mass. Alyssa.
All right, everyone is on this quorum except Bill. This project is to kind of switch around some decks. They're removing one from the north side of the property and expanding the one on the south side of the property. So there's no mitigation required or proposed. And there were just a couple clarifications that I needed on the plan. As Mike refers to it, just a couple bookkeeping things. And they do have an unpermitted float. In a previous NOI, the commission just approved this float to be enlarged after the fact. So really this unpermitted float cannot be approved and needs to be removed.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. Comments?
I would just add, remove the float prior to the issuance of, or prior to the staff approving a building permit.
Mm-hmm. Good.
That makes sense. Thank you, Jen. Anyone else? Okay, I'm looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to issue an order of conditions as discussed.
Driscoll second.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Court.
Bird eye.
Driscoll, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Bowman, aye.
And Dave.
Bennett, aye.
All right, it was unanimous for the order conditions on 103 Charles River Road. William C. Fleming, trustee, 140 Oyster Pond Road, Falmouth, Mass. Alyssa.
This is a project to raise and reconstruct the existing house. There were a couple unpermitted features on the property that are going to be removed. In doing so, the area should be restored should any Zone A vegetation have been removed in this process. The homeowners would like to pursue invasive species removal permitted at a later date. So at this time, the existing paths that are through the coastal bank really should be allowed to regrow or be restored. It is the actual resource area. There's a little bit of mitigation proposed, a new septic tank, and per the building code, the deck off the back of the house will be detached and not connected to the structure. So we are seeking a revised plan. The staff would recommend that none of these stepping stones remain. Again, in those cleared pathways on the bank, that should just be vegetation. Any Zone A vegetation removed, restored. and perhaps a couple extra trees installed as some were removed without permits.
Great. Thank you, Alyssa. Comments or questions? Okay, hearing none. Someone make a motion to?
I'll make a motion to issue an order of conditions as discussed.
Driscoll second.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Ron. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'm going to call the roll. Courtney,
Bird eye.
Ron,
Driscoll, aye.
Steve,
Pat and I.
Ronnie,
Coleman, aye.
Dave,
Kent, aye.
and Bill.
Am I on this one, Alyssa?
You're not.
Sorry. Okay. So it's unanimous by the quorum to issue order and conditions for 140 Oyster Pond Road. Vote amended order of conditions for Fenton and Melody Brown, 159 Upalong Road in Falmouth, Mass. Alyssa.
Thank you. Yes, and this is everyone except Bill. So this project is to amend the existing order to reconfigure the proposed addition. In doing so, the driveway will be realigned because it will include garage access. There's no impact on the septic system. Let's see. There's still an overall decrease of impervious surface on the property, so there's no mitigation required. There is some restoration being proposed, though. So for this project, when Fallon was discussing this with, I believe it was Bunker last time, there were some concerns with the 2 kayak racks on the property. They do need to be relocated and mitigated for, and we recommended that prior to the building permit sign off. I believe that's a carryover from a previous special condition that was never executed. So it really needs to be done there. And I believe the staff wanted to make a site visit to confirm that. There's an unpermitted outhaul on site to be removed. There's an unpermitted boardwalk to be removed. And I think the commission was okay with the shell pathway. And we just need updated impervious surface calculations. There will probably still be a deficit, but we just want to make sure.
Nice. Thank you, Alyssa. Comments or questions? Okay.
Russ, I have one.
Yes.
Alyssa, I don't remember the boardwalk. That seems, maybe I missed it.
No worries. Because I'm not the one who evaluated this project, I don't have all the details, but it said here there was a boardwalk at the end of the shell path. It's located in the salt marsh, so in the resource area where it cannot be. So that will need to come out.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't hear that last time. That's all. Thank you.
All right. What's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to issue an order of conditions as discussed.
Driscoll second.
You know, motion and a second to issue order conditions as discussed. One more time, any other comments, questions? Dave, you're all set. I see you got your hand up again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put it down.
All right. Okay, hearing none, I'll call a roll. Courtney.
Bird eye.
Ron.
Driscoll, aye.
Steve.
Pat and I.
Ronnie.
Coleman, aye.
Dave.
Kent, aye.
Bill. Oh, yes, right, you're not in, and Robbins is an aye. So unanimous on order of conditions for Upalong Road. I need one more motion.
I will make a motion to adjourn as the grumpy old man.
Driscoll second.
Are a bit grumpy tonight.
All right, motion by Courtney to adjourn.
Aye.
Robbins is an aye.
Pat and
Bird
I.
eye.
Kent, aye.
Aye.
You guys did great.
Aye.
Thank you.
No meeting next week.
No meeting next week. We'll see you on the 27th, guys.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
No.
Good night.
Bye-bye.